Okay, next we're going to do is our little owl here. So you're going to need the kit that comes with this. Let's see what I do with it. So it's the one with the green, and then you'll see the yarn in the back. Everything's in there that you should need. So first thing you want to do actually is cut out all the pieces on the green paper, and it looks like this. And you'll see this is his body and his wings and his beak and his eyes. I only cut out one eye because I'm not very good at cutting, so I do the same thing as the butterfly where I fold it in half. I just don't put it on the edge. So it's like this. I'm going to trace it so that my eyes, even if they're not perfect, they'll be perfectly the same. So I cut those out. And you don't have to do it on white. Your butterfly kit, you have lots of colors in there if you want. I did include in the owl kit white and then yellow for his beak. Now for the white, if you change your mind, again, you have lots of other colors. It's really not that much. I also gave you, for googly eyes, I just gave you ones that have white, and then I gave you a color. If you look again at mine, I did pink in there. I think that looks kind of cute. So this guy, we're going to glue. That's going to be the very first thing we do after we've cut out all our pieces. Because the googly eyes are kind of a plastic, they do take a little while to dry. So we're just going to put those in there. Just do a little dot in the middle and then set them aside to dry while we cut out. And then I did cut out my beak, so this was the green from the paper, and then I traced it on the yellow, and I had already cut that out. So we're just gonna put that aside because that gets glued on last. Again, if you look, it goes over the yarn. So you have 4 different colors of yarn that I gave you. What I did discover when I made this is that it didn't stay onto the cardboard without me cutting little slits in it. So first of all, you want to make sure, unless you're a much better cutter than I am, the black of the outline, that goes on the back side so that you can't see it. And then I just cut like little slits. I wouldn't do too many, depending on what you want for your design. And I started up by his tufts. Owls do not have ears, they have tufts, and then they have little holes there. So we studied that in 2nd grade the last couple of years, so I knew that. So I just put little lines, and it's okay if we end up not using them. You're going to do the same thing on your wings, but I would wait till you get the hang of it. Decide what colors you want. As you can see, I did yellow and blue and red, but it's totally up to you, okay? I'm gonna start with the blue though, because that's the one I have right here. And you're gonna start on the back side. So this is my back, and I know it's the back because I have that black outline. And just pick wherever you wanna start. So, and try to, this is cardstock, so you gotta play with it a little bit. And you're just going to push it through that line. And then I go down to the bottom and find a line to match it up with. And I didn't do any cuts in his head because it does stay that way. It just doesn't stay at the bottom. You want to make sure you don't pull it very tight, because if you pull too tight, the whole cardstock starts bending, and you don't want that. So just go wrapping around, whatever order you want to do it in. Find your little slits there, and you can, depending on how furry you want him, which if you think about it, the yarn is like his feathers, not fur. Owls don't have fur. So that's just one time through. I want a little more than that, so I'm gonna keep going. And of course, the second time's a little bit easier because you've already used the slits. And you're just gonna go around until you have the desired amount that you want. Now, what I also discovered is when I did it the first time, like I want another slit right here between those two. you can always do that after. So make sure you keep your scissors handy and then just decide exactly where you want them to go. You can add more slits if you don't have them there. So I'm gonna just do half and half like I did before. When you get ready, you're just gonna cut it in the back. That was interesting. And then just tuck it under, because this is the back side. Kind of bring it around. You're not gonna do a knot per se, but just tuck it in. And then I'm gonna get my next color and I'm gonna do red this time. And you start it exactly the same way. Find one of the slits wherever you want to start it. I'm gonna start on the bottom this time and go through. And I'm just gonna do it like that. Exactly the same. Find all your slits. I will tell you the red is a little bit thinner of a yarn. So it does, if you try to pull it too tight, it does tend to separate from itself, which is very interesting because I got the yarn all at the same time and I thought they were the same, but so you just got to be a little more gentle with it. So you're going to go round and round. When you're done, tuck it in the back the same way. So I'm going to just stop there because you don't want to watch me make this craft. So then the next thing you're going to do is I glued on the eyeballs because hopefully by now there's been enough time. Just put that where you want them. Let's see, all right, way back here you can see. So same thing, just a little dot, put it on there, little dot, put it on there. And you want to push down a little bit, but even if it doesn't touch the paper because it's on the yarn, it'll dry and it'll dry hard and it'll be fine. Then the wings, you're going to do the same thing. And I did the slots on each side just to make them stay. And as you can see, I didn't do it this way from top to bottom at all, but if you want to do that, definitely I would put the slots on there though to make it stronger so that it'll stay. But again, guys, totally up to you. So I'm going to just do the same thing. Start it on the back like this, and I just go my slots. You can go back and forth, you can crisscross it to make a design, however you want to do it. So we're just gonna do a couple on here so that you get the idea. So I did some X's on there. I think it just gives it a little bit of a design. And then same thing, just tuck it in the back. When you're all done, because it's yarn and paper going on yarn and paper, I would put the glue on here, kind of like a big blob like that, and then attach it where you want. Okay, now you gotta make, so Mrs. Rumner put it too far over, so maybe put it on the owl and then put the wing on that. Oh, one of his eyes fell off. Uh-oh, eyeball down. So then you're going to do the other wing exactly the same thing. Get his beak. Glue it on there where you want it. And then I actually did go ahead and glue the stick on at the same time so that it was all drying at the same time, because you want to let it really dry, because look at how strong this is. I mean, I could fly him. But if you don't let it dry completely, yeah, parts are going to start falling off, like you just saw my eye fall off. Let it dry at least an hour or two before you decide to play with it. If you have any beads or something that you want to put on there, you absolutely dress it up, okay? So we will be moving on to, what are we doing next? Oh, our picture frame. Thanks.